You can't bring down a good dog. No. Don't matter if it's a bitch or just a dog. A dirty dog. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get out in the yard. Well, I am. That guy that I'm hiring, he better have some pep to his step today, because if he doesn't, he's getting freaking fired by the end of the day. Oh yeah, I'm all riled up. So, he wanted to come at such and such. I'm like, yeah, okay, are you sure? Because if you don't, like, I need to know now, because I got to start my day. You do realize I'm blind and I'm tired and I ain't got time to mess around. Oh, well, I didn't know that. Are you sure you're okay? Like, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I need to know whether you're coming or not. And if you're coming, I'm going to point this, and this out to you. Bring some paper, bring a pen, start making an estimate of what you think is going to cost to do what I want you to do. If you come with an estimate, I'll take it to my landlady and she can talk about the stairs with you about that. I'm just saying. So I'm getting ready to go out in the yard. Technically, I should be doing dishes and laundry and working in the small bathroom and clearing out the bath and the hall. But that morning glory, when it starts to die, people, it turns to algae. It's gross. Oh yeah. They get all slimy and crap. And then the roots, they still grow, eh? And it'll spread out even more. So when spring comes, you have twice as much morning glory. So we're starting with morning glory first. While he's doing the morning glory, well, I go around, spot check and say, this is what I want, come here, this is what I want, come here, this is what I want. I know what, I go, me, myself, I go where my energy is taking me. In other words, if I want to clean out the hen house area and spray it down, because that's where my energy takes me, which needs to be done anyway, before I could do what else I want to do with it, then that's what I'll do, which I might do today. And then, honestly, I'd like Andre to, in case, because we have to raccoon-proof things, people. And I told Andre today, now that we got this guy on site, right? Because, you know, he never got his little club, right? I said, well, now that he's here, and he's going to fix this, and this in terms of wood, whether I buy it or not, which more than likely I'll have to buy, right? Which is okay. I'll deal with that problem when that time comes. And that's why we got credit cards, people. By any means necessary. So, I'll have him raccoon and rat-proof it really well for the boys. And we'll gut it before the end of the year, and so that when spring comes, him and his little friends or friend or whoever that's in the neighborhood can turn it into that little fort with it clean when they open the door, because the guy that's coming to the property today should be able to raccoon-proof it, rat-proof it, and fix the door, because he's a carpenter and he'd probably have some good ideas, so that it closes properly and keeps everything dry inside. Because that Mr. Lace's cat house, Mr. Lace's coop, first it was for Mr. Lace, then the hens moved in, and then I started building the hen house, and then the city came and took the birds, all of them, and then we've always called it since that point Mr. Lace's, well, no, we were going to turn it into a cat house after the birds were gone. That's how it became Mr. Lace's cat house. All right, because I had problematic cats and I didn't want them in the house, because I've had more than these cats. I've had other cats come and go. But of course that never worked. And then of course then it was Andre wanted a fort, and you know, and so now it's down to being a fort, which it didn't happen this year, but it definitely can happen next year. And it's not going to be a very big fort, but it will be something, and something is better than nothing. So versus dealing with it in the spring, I would prefer to deal with it now. And there's vinyl siding in there that the boys, after it's been sealed, you know, like with, you know, you can put screen to, you know, chicken screen to just whatever, right? Like there's not much there that needs to be done in terms of rat proofing it, right? And raccoon proofing it, okay? And we'll gut it, and the boys can paint it before because he can do that like ASAP over the next week or two. And then once it's done, the boys can paint, put on the vinyl siding, and it will look really, really nice. And because it's very sturdy, when my son and I made it for our rooster, it's very sturdy, and I did a subfloor on it, and yeah, it's pretty good, and it's dry inside, considering all things said. So it would be nice. It would be nice. They could even use it in the wintertime if they wanted to just go out there and hang out for a minute once it's all nice. So that you know, that makes me feel good, providing that this guy isn't going to try and gaslight me to pay him more because he's working on an old chicken coop, rooster coop, right? So that some kids can have a little space of their own and call it a fort before they grow up and become adults. You know what I'm saying? Oh. There's a couple of repairs on the greenhouse that need to be done. I can do a couple myself. But there's other ones that I should not, because again, I'm not the carpenter here, right? He can. So I'll pay him for that. You know, the shed in the front. I know what I want for that shed. I want, and this is why I'm mad that they took my freaking wood, people. After I do this little clip, I'm going outside. We're going to go, and I'm going to show you, right, what we're going to do today, assuming that this guy shows up. And once he's outside, we're going to go from spot to spot as he's pulling morning glory, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing. But this little shed out here, I got wood in there, nice round, right? Now it's going to be well seasoned to make walking sticks with. It was a program that I wanted to develop for the kids in the neighborhood, like Andre's friends, Andre, maybe a few. I was going to set up a table out by the front yard, let people walk by, you know, and they could stop and do whatever, right? That's why I bought the hand. That's why I'm mad at freaking Rhea for stealing my freaking, what do you call those things? Chisels. All my chisels are gone. I haven't found none of my chisels, none of my files. And I had a whole container full of files. So I haven't found them yet. I'm hoping. There's one spot that I can look, and I'm so hoping, but I don't think so. I think they're gone. Anyway, I ended up buying the Dremel tool and a few other little whatever, but not the actual chisels. I have to go to Home Depot and spend $200 on freaking chisels. So when we can start working on walking sticks, maybe next spring with the boys in their club, they can start chiseling out a walking cane. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna cut that shed in the front in half, where one half is like nothing can get in. Nothing can get in. No rats, no raccoons. It would be the raccoons, because that's where the mothers have their babies, and I've already had babies in that shed. Oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 times since I've lived here. If it's not there, they move into the X Club, and if it's not that, it's been the hen house area, and if it's not that, it's somewhere over there by the wood pile. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I really don't want to take away Matilda the raccoon, her haven, for what it's worth, if it means anything, because chances are they're going to bust through there and ruin whatever I store on the other half. So on the other half of it, I'm just going to open it up, take a freaking shovel it out, look at it, feel around, see if there's anything in there that I want to keep. The rest is going in the garbage, because they have babies in there for a couple of years. But and then clean it, right? And then this guy can come with some wood, make it so that they can't climb on the other side, and they get that side. Throw in a pieces, little this, little, you know, throw in some you know, different. They make their nests in. Just give them some shit to make a fucking nest in. Sorry, boo-boo nest in. And if the raccoon wants to have a batch of babies, go use the shed, because you're gonna use it anyway. There's no point in cleaning it out, putting new stuff back in, to come back in the springtime to find out that there's a raccoon in there, because once they're in there, You can't evict them. Oh, God, no. You can't call the city to help you. Oh, no. You know, they got their babies in there. They're not leaving until their babies are ready to leave. And even then, they stay on your property for a year. I have had mothers with their babies, 3 or 4 babies, raccoons, literally raise their babies for the first year on this property. They go running down that way in the middle of daylight, you know, and the mother's calling, wah, 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 you know, with their little calls to make, because when the babies get a little more rambunctious, they start to scatter. So she calls them all together. And if she can't find her baby, she goes into panic mode. She's worse than a human. I'm serious. But if they're in like the X Club or the shed or wherever or whatever, you don't want to mess with them. They're way in the corner, buried deep in the big mess that they made with your stuff. And if you poke a little stick just to see if there's something, and it will growl, and it's worse. It's a growl that will scare you, literally freaking scare you. So you don't mess with them. You leave them alone. That's what the city of Surrey says. Wait until they leave. Try and put some food out there out in the porch so that maybe they'll leave the X Club, and then close the door quickly to keep them out, as if. So 3 months later, finally they leave, and that's when you go in there and clean up their mess. So it only benefits me to keep that shed, half of it anyway, where it's kind of a habitat for a raccoon to either have babies in or just have refuge and shelter from city life, which that's what they do in my yard. I don't think I told this guy I've got raccoons on this property. Andre asked me yesterday, did you tell him we got raccoons? And I'm like, well, I don't remember. But he's going to find out today. Oh, yeah. Before you go bumbling, and watch for, let me know where the hornets are. Because if I stumble into a hornet's nest, I can't see them. And, you know, like I wouldn't, oh my God, I could only imagine. That would kill me. If I got stung 10 times by hornets, because I stumbled into a hornet's nest on the property, which is very, very possible, even at this time of year, oh yeah, I'm in trouble. Because they swarm and they sting. And their stingers go through pants, because, you know, you got like 14, 15, 20 of them on you, as they're all trying to sting you at one time. And by the time you get away from them, you've been stung like 14 freaking times. That will kill me. It already happened to me once. And like you're like this, every part of your body is just like going nuts. Yeah. So I need his eyes. Check before you go to make sure there's not a swarm of fucking hornets coming out, because you know they like whatever. They'll either make their nest burrow under a ground, right? So you have to. When they're in the ground, I take a water hose and I flood them, and then I sneak in and I pour vinegar and shit like that down the hole where I think they're going in. It'll take about a week to get rid of them. My son, he comes in. He's a tree cutter, so he's got all that heavy duty, you know, stuff that, you know, a saw, if you cut it, it's going to protect your skin because, you know, whatever, right? So he just goes in with these hornet bombs, and he bombs the hell out of them. All right, so we got to watch for hornets. So hornets, I got to remind them, be careful you don't stumble into a hornet's nest. Right, watch for the raccoons. Before you open something, you might want to take a stick and bang on it, because if you start hearing something growling, then that tells you that it's being lived in. Right? Doesn't mean it's dangerous. It just means something's living in it, like a raccoon. It could be a family or it could be a lone male. Either or, it doesn't matter. I've had all of them. I've had 5 raccoons at my property at one point. Like every year, it is just a given. Yeah. So I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to just go to the shed. I'm going to show you. I'll open the door lightly because I don't know if there's something in there right now. And that's going to get gutted this week. And being that, you know, he says he can do carpentry, I'm going to just wing it by him, tell him what I want to just for that one particular shed. I have a bucket of paint out there. I wanted to paint a little bit, right? Just because, right? You know, like I said, I was up for the challenge before these social workers showed up. right? And so he can look at the bucket of paint, and I'll tell him to flip it over because it's been sitting for years. It came from the Koreans when they exited out it, and it's outside paint, right? And for what it's worth, it would work once you just get it mixed up a bit. And I have a little bit of outside green paint in a can, so I can take some out because it's more like a grayish color, and mixed in just a little bit of green just to give it a bit, right? And the boys can go out there and paint a little bit on a day when, you know, it can hopefully set, right? Just to spruce up the yard, because the city doesn't like it when it gets too gray. In the winter, late fall, they don't like it when it gets real gray in the late fall, winter, and spring. So if I can do a little bit of painting to spruce things up, that breaks up that gray whip. Yeah, it's a whip. Oh, it's too gray. Oh. Okay, well, I got some black walnut stain here. I'll just go around staining borders to at least make it not look so gray. If it's too green, oh my God, that's a whole different can of worms. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to show you what I'm up against before this dude shows up. Okay, so now I'm outside putting on my work boots, but needless to say, my eyes are fried. Right? The harder you work when you got the late stage glaucoma, honestly, it does. It affects your eyes. Bending down, and there is truth to that. You know, when you get like an eye disease like I do, right? You Google before you go blind to see what might happen to you. All right. So anyway, and then, you know, and what causes it, symptoms, and what not to do, what to do, whatever, right? Doctors will tell you it doesn't matter the amount of work that you do, all right? Bending down, you know, when I'm doing yard work and I'm on my hands and knees, basically, you know, doing this, doing that, whatever, for hours, and pulling morning glory and whatever it is, you know, they say it doesn't affect the eye pressure, but it does. It does. Yeah, because, you know, it's just the harder you work, the more eye pressure you're straining, especially if it's hard work and you're straining yourself. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna go see what I want done. Hold on. I phoned this guy. I said, "You coming, right?" He goes, "Yeah, but, you know, not right now. Did you not get my message?" I said, "No." "Oh, well, you know, it rained and things are wet." And I said, "Yeah, but you told me that you're a carpenter and you don't mind working outside with the wet, with it being wet. Because the weather's changing. Like, it's cold right now, it's damp, and I guess it rained, right? So things are going to be somewhat wet." Hell, I have worked in the pouring rain in this yard, moving wood from one pile to another pile at the request of Sook. I'd come in drenched, full of mud. So don't talk to me about it being wet. You're either coming or you're not. "Well, yeah, I am. 2 o'clock would be better." I said, "For sure?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay then, I'll see you then." Okay, so now we're going to start with this. There was another piece of wood on this, but over time, weather, right, made it rot out. This is still sturdy. I cemented this in when the city of Surrey showed up after this was all ripped up with the backhoe, after I had it all nice, and everything was all mixed up. So that's when I built this. So that would have been in 2015. And so this has been here for 10 years, and do you know you can't even make this thing move? That's how sturdy it is. So this dude needs to just, you know, if he's running around doing things, you know, just cut a piece of wood from here and put a new one on. And then this is where my files would have came in handy. Give it a quick little, you know, just to take a file to it, right? Just, and then paint. All right, this one we don't have to do it. I did this side as well. Solid as a rock. Well, not as sturdy as the other one, but this one's not going anywhere. Nobody ever uses it because we got that there, right? Okay, I wanted to paint these. You can see right? Obviously the grass needs to be mowed because that's just another freaking heat score, right? This could be painted with the same color, whatever color we make. And this is where I can't see very well. Every time I come out here, it's worse in terms of being able to differentiate, to distinguish between, to divide into color. It all starts just to look the same because going into shadows. Clearly somebody's been moving shit around here because that wasn't there before. I don't think it's Andre. That's probably somebody creeping the yard. Anyway, first it will start with the morning glory in the back, right? But what I want, he asked me to take the wood off of this to fix the stairs. I said, hell no, I want this shit. Raccoons live in it. I'm pretty sure I told him. There's that big ass bucket of paint, which technically I could flip over. But before I do that, I'll wait for this guy and see what he says, how to deal with that paint. Because I wanted to paint. We should be painting by now. So he can, what I wanted to do with this, now I don't know if there's an animal living in there right now. And of course I can't see, right? And I don't have any more wood or sticks or anything to poke before I fully open it, because what it will do right now is it will stay completely quiet in terms of raccoon. The whole thing needs to be gutted and salvaged, what you can salvage. Clean up after raccoons. For this side, just making sure there's no raccoons. Where this side, there's that beautiful wood for walking sticks. That's program development. I know it doesn't seem like much, but these are nice. They're a nice size. They're strong. They're seasoned. And I think they would do good for carving. I want to keep them and still stick with the good fight. Maybe I'll get some of the Africans over there. I'll see who's a whittler. I'll say, who whittles wood? Who's the wood carver? Somebody will pipe up. I'll say, okay, can you help me out and do a couple of samples? I'll give you the wood, right? Do you have your own tools to whittle, right? You only need a few to start, right? And if the guy's a true, or the woman is a true whittler, well, it won't be long before you start to see it. And that would be the one to start maybe something that, these ones here, the smaller ones, I can't see, here's a smaller one. These ones here, the smaller ones, you know when you have two sticks together and you hit them and you make noise, music? Right? That's what that was for. In terms of what's in here, I already got robbed. I got robbed by somebody that came into the yard and stole a bunch of shit and left a little path of stuff that they dropped as they were running off with my stuff. So I don't even know what's in here anymore. See, it's empty. Look, do you see that? But it's something that Andre could use in his fort once it's cleaned. And if the wood is no good, then you just sprinkle it into the dirt to build up the dirt. So what I wanted was to gut this side, see what's salvageable, salvage it, probably move it to the hen house area. I wanted to take some of that weather-worn wood that was taken away from me, put a wall here so that no raccoons could get on this side, which they don't really like anyway, so I don't have to really worry about it. But then I don't see very well, so somebody else could tell me. Okay, so it program development. I'll talk to James about this. We're going to find some whittlers and we're going to start making walking staffs. They're not a cane. It's not a cane. It's a staff. Okay, we're going to get a lot of what a Moses is signing up to the plate. All right. I'll just point out to this dude that we need to spread it around after we make it look nice if he's around us. This I need for Amari, but somebody came and stole the inside parts of it when they were robbing us in the garage. Yeah, Marcane caught him, and brought this back. But they had already cut off the clips and everything. But it's a good one for him, so I don't know in terms of it doesn't pinch his inside like between his crotch. So I just told Andre we'll just run a belt, but it has to be sprayed down and let it air dry. So I should actually work on that today because I want Amari to come outside. And of course we're looking at fence repairs as we go about whatever we do, and this is easy. All you need is a 2x4, one end, track pulley on the bottom, right? Maybe if the main posts are a little whacked, which this one's not too bad. All you do is dig a hole and put on another 2x4 2 feet into the ground with it up to about this far anyway, screwed in. It ain't going nowhere. And the fence, these are not, okay? Right? I'm not going to have them do fence repairs, but if we can repair a few fences along the way, that would be handy. It will take you a month just to get all the morning glory out. Fix this one up. See, I can't see the spider webs, but I'm just walking into them. So whatever I did here just needs to be reattached from the other side. Or take a screen and screen them together to hold them in place for now. I mean, clearly you can see what's going on here, but it will hold up for at least another year as long as you can keep these two pieces together. And that's just take wire and wire them together. Okay. So first, this dude's going to start with morning glory. I'll pull some. I showed him. I told him you need to get the roots if you can get them. I can barely see them anymore. I can only feel them. And then, morning glory, everywhere. Do you see this? It's disgusting. And because these mice guy, they wanted to do whatever they did, my son pulled everything out for them. They did that, but that's not, my son could have done that. That doesn't, right? They didn't do what they were supposed to. They didn't fill up. What did they do? Take Barillo? No. They need foam. That's bullshit. I told my son, this is bullshit. I want the number. I'm going to call the guy and I'm going to complain. No. I could have done that. I could have done that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. They need that foam. Okay? They need the foam. It comes with a little, pipe cleaner, like a pot, like a straw. And you stick and you foam this all fucking in. So they need to come back and do that. Otherwise, I don't want to pay for their service. So all this stuff here was, what you see is this shit. It was here. And underneath here for these guys. Which did a lousy job in my opinion. Don't come to my house with fucking Barillo. So, now that it's open, and this dude's got eyes better than me, he can double check up on these dudes. Make sure they did their job. I'm paying $1,000 for their service, and for what? This is where my food is right now. In the cold room. In buckets. As if I'm going to leave them there, when I got this shit that needs to go back in here. It's where I was keeping my water in case of an emergency. I'm just saying. I got $100 in my wallet right now. I already gave him 20. He only expects $30 out of me. If he wants to work a full fucking day until dark, I'm up for it, whether I can see or not. He can walk out of here with $100 in his pocket. But if he wants to quibble on, I'm not paying him enough, blah, 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 for stupid shit like this, go away. I'll find somebody else. Look at this. Do you see this morning glory? I can't really see it. Okay. I heard something. Could be a raccoon. Could be the wind. It's plastic. It could be a cat. Could be Mickey the gardener cat. I don't know, but I don't want to go barreling in there. Can you hear it? I hear it. Could be the wind. Did that once before. Oh yeah, it's them next door. They have something plastic hanging. That's what I'm hearing. Went through that before. That's why I know now. Do you see this? Oh, fucking morning glory. Sorry, boo-boo morning glory. Now, let's keep on going. That's what I'm saying. 3 hours, morning glory. Nothing but morning glory. Let's get rid of the morning glory, then, yeah, we'll see what goes on. All right. I think I seen something like, oh yeah. It's those hanging spiders. I kind of seen it. Then I backed away, and then I couldn't see it. And there's definitely something there. So I need a stick. Good luck finding a stick. I got robbed. Got robbed of all my shit. Look, something's already been inside here. Look what's happening here. Like, what the hell is this? This bullshit. Probably being robbed. Andre said they kept opening the gate. And then eventually they just broke it. So if they're not coming in this way because of the fence, they're coming in this way. And then they're grabbing what they want. These thieves. So anyway, this is the hen, Mr. Lace's cat house. Sturdy. Really fucking sturdy. It ain't going nowhere. This is Andre's fort. Yeah. So this dude, if he feels there's something that needs to be reinforced, he can do that. Right? He can, right? And then, what's back here? Just big open, all my shit's gone. So we can put some things in here after we pull out the morning glory. Right? Here's some kind of wood. Here's a piece of plywood. But this one is not good for walls. Okay? You know what this one's good for? Put it down on the ground to control this morning glory spreading all over the place. So, right? This is pretty solid. I kept this. This is a nice solid piece. What this guy would do with it remains to be seen. Right? If he wanted to extend this to make a little more room for the boys in terms of a quote-unquote fort, it wouldn't be that hard to take this piece of wood, which is solid as a rock, put it standing up, take out all this crap, and then you could do like a lean-to or something. But that's not what we're trying to do. All right. That always could be next year when the boys are a bit older and if they want to learn a little more about carpentry. Right? In the meantime, I just want to raccoon-proof it and rat-proof it, clean it out, and make it so that the boys can move in and lay claim to it and decide what they're going to do with it in the spring. So the big goal is to clean this out, right? Have Gabe come in and do the few little minor repairs See, I already did some. See, I just seen something fly. Now that could be a hornet, which could be a real problem for me. Like a huge problem. Because I can't see them like a normal person. So all you'd have to do is take a piece of wood, which a lot of my wood is gone now, but I'm sure he can find something to make it so that the raccoons can't get in there. And it's like that on the other side. Otherwise, once we got it, do the floorboards. Yeah. Rocket stove, whatever. It looks like that can go into the compost. Rocket stove. Had wood for fire pit. Norway maple, that's what that is. I remember. I can't really see it, but that's a Norway maple that's going that way. Do you see how it's curling? The trees don't like to necessarily touch each other. Do you see that? This is a spruce, and that's a Norway maple, and look what the Norway maple is doing. And of course he's got to come in here and pull Morning Glory. I want him to repair this for me. Walking through spider webs again. Oh my God, I'm gonna have spiders. These are those big yellow. The big yellow ones. I don't think they bite. I've never been bit by them. They're pretty harmless, but still, you know, at least when I could see, I could kind of bypass them and bust up their web and have them go crawling off. Right now, I'm going right through them. Shit. Weather worn things just so he needs to take the whole thing off, bag it, and then just reinforce whatever's going on in here. I don't want to touch it. Right? This fits, actually, this is a nice pallet that fits underneath, and you can stick that in right underneath this to hold up the two windows. Right? And then just reinforce with some 2x4s. We'll throw in some more. If I should have a bag of a little bit of insulation, and then whatever, and then he can cover it up with, you know, a piece of plywood, which I had, before freaking the city of Surrey stole it all. In terms of that weather-worn wood. Yeah, that's all I would have needed for there. Now I have to buy fucking plywood. Otherwise, you can kiss the greenhouse goodbye. It's going to be a big problem if that doesn't get dealt with soon. That's why I'm hiring. See, Morning Glory. Do you see? I can't. What is this? Okay, so this is spruce with Morning Glory all over it. Yeah. Get rid of the Morning Glory first. All right. This is some sort of a oak. It creates acorns. Okay? Or at least I thought it did. But it's not mature enough. Because they keep cutting it back. The neighbors. The guy next door. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I thought it was sort of like a acorn. But the tree itself is very immature. Because, like I said, they cut it right back and it keeps wanting to come back. So I don't know. Maybe it's a different kind of tree. Anyway, Marcane will come and I got clippers. The guy can clip that off. But look at this. From the last time I was out here. Look how the Morning Glory attaches itself to everything. Is this still recording? I don't know. Am I on Zoom? Or am I on... There we go. Because you know how I do that sometimes. I'm going to turn it off. I think it's recording. Let me just turn it off and turn it back on. Great. So now it should be recording for sure. And I think it was. So yeah, look at this. Look how these weeds come back. That's why I built the freaking greenhouse, people. That's why I built the greenhouse. And then if you got, look at this. Like, what the hell is all that? Oh my God. Oh my freaking God. And you know what? You gotta be careful what's in there. It could be hornets, could be freaking raccoons, right? I don't ever worry about rats and shit like that. It's raccoons or hornets. Look at this. This is all morning glory. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see what I'm grabbing here? This is all morning glory. Because do you see how hard it is to pull it? And for any doctor to tell you that if you do shit like this, it doesn't fucking add to the pressure to your eyes and make you go blinder faster, whether you can see well or not, it's a lie, okay? Because this is what I used to do for years and years and years and years, okay? And with me where I'm at with my eyes right now, trust me, if I was out here doing this shit by myself, oh man, you don't even know. Look at this. This is morning glory and other weeds. Okay. And that fence is broken too. And that fence is broken because this guy likes to bust up the fence. But you can take the boards from that fence and replace those fences, run a few 2x4s in, if you have to, a bit of chicken wire, and you can keep it fenced up for another 10 more years, even though the damn thing's falling apart. All right. What is this? A little walnut tree. Another black walnut. Or maybe not. This is not a black walnut. This is an English walnut. That's just trying to barely hang on. Yeah. Did it bust through the pot? I don't know. I don't think so. That's why it's so bonsai looking. Yeah. It's not busting the pot. So that's why it looks like a little bonsai. I could sell that, or I could give that to somebody. They could put it into the ground. And do you know how many families it would feed once it became a mature tree? Look at my little walnut tree. It's massive. Oh, let's go see if we can find some walnuts on it. Because it started producing walnuts. Yeah. What, 2 years ago? It started producing walnuts sooner than a tree would. It normally takes about 10 years for it to, start producing nuts. But I found, they're not hardy. You need a really, really mature tree to get those nice hardy walnuts coming in. Whether it's an English walnut or a black walnut. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. And then in here, I've never really had raccoons live in the greenhouse. But again, you never know. So whenever you approach something in my yard, oh, I love this room. Even after all this time, it's got such a good vibe. Oh man, this is nice. So I'd like him to, there's a window there that needs to be put back in. Oh man, this is nice in here, people. It's warm. The air smells good. So what I'd like to do is have the time to get these planter pots all ready for spring. Will I be able to see and plant anything? I don't know. Maybe Marina might. Probably not. She doesn't really like to garden. I don't know. But I'd like to think that maybe Andre and I could do it together and have our tomatoes, because this is nice. This is really nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on that. Well, he works on anything that he, see, still pretty solid, right? But if this doesn't get fixed over here, ASAP, it's gonna be a problem. So, right? If he's got any ideas just to reinforce anything that looks like, it needs it, he can do that, because he's got eyes and he's supposed to be a carpenter. Are the windows still in here? Oh, it's so nice in there. Yeah. Nice. So what do we got here? A tree that basically didn't get enough water. Not in the ground yet. So anyway, Here's pieces of wood that I salvaged before it got thrown out. And of course, it's just been sitting here getting saturated. So today is a day for me to, and they're on wire too, let them dry so that if he needs to run a little piece of this and a little piece of that just as reinforcement, he has that. And then of course we've got another tree, right, whatever. These are in independent pots, you can see. This one has not busted through the ground. This one is another, what's this one? I don't know. This one is horse chestnut. Whether it died or whether it's just dying off because of the weather and it's going dormant for the year, losing its leaves, because obviously some plants, some trees start sooner, like they start blooming before others and they die off before others. So, or maybe it just didn't get enough water because I wasn't out here watering. There should be a white oak in here, but I don't know. That's a Norway maple. I don't know if any white oaks survived, and as they're doing their property development, that's what they're doing. They're killing all the nut trees, walnut trees, oak trees, acorn trees, all of that. Somebody came in here and did this. I don't know who did that, but either or, as that guy's pulling morning glory, I could be doing anything. What I need to do, yeah, this is just somebody being fucking ignorant and knocking shit down. Yeah. Morning glory. Okay. Now, I see a web. I know what kind of spiders they are because I know what kind of spiders love my yard, which is probably every spider. Well, it is every spider. I even got brown recluses in here. Okay? But they're called a recluse for a reason. They like to be by themselves. As long as you don't go into their areas where... Is that it? Is that you? What am I looking at? But wherever, you gotta go start fresh somewhere else. Get out of here. Okay, I think it's safe to go through to here now. So this is an area this dude can work in. Help me get it functional. What we need to do, and there's wood in here. This is what little bit left I have. This is a smoker. Could be cleaned up, sanded down. It's to use a gas, right? And these things are expensive, like extremely expensive. Oh my god, I think that spider is on me. I can feel it. Fuck. I'm sorry. Boo 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 boo. Oh my lord. Did it get into my hair, man? Ooh. Ooh, come on. I don't want no spider in my hair. Not today. Oh. Hey buddy, is there a spider in my hair? What do you think? I need your eyes for a minute. Okay. Okay. I want him to, Andre or him, probably him, in his travels, I want to raccoon-proof this on the inside. So we're going to run screen first, and then of course I'd like to keep the water out. Screen first, chicken wire first, and then plastic. Wherever, because I did put windows in, but I never got a chance to finish it, right? So you'd have to put something here, screen, right? So I'll probably just screen over the whole damn thing, keep it simple, and run a freaking plastic over it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, just keep it simple. I want it dry, and I don't want the raccoons in there. Because if the raccoons move in and have babies, oh my god, they just destroy. Okay, I'm going into new territory here. And these spiders are out in full force. Yeah. So where's that stick? I don't know. I got spider webs now on my pants. I can feel it. Alright. Ooh, there's another one. It's in my hands. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay, so we'll just go like this. There's a chair that dude might want to sit in. Mrs. Gill wanted me to throw it out. Look at the fence. Isn't that just lovely? Who needs to open the gate when they can come in this way? But if they come in this way, do whatever they do and want to run out, they open the gate. Or if they want to come in the front, they come in this way and they do what they do, and then they can run out this way. Wow. This has clearly been pillaged. I can see that. Well, yeah, because somebody's coming in the yard and fucking stealing, that's why. Anyway, this needs to be cleaned. So, oh my God. I'm all freaked out over freaking spiders, I swear. Oh, blackberry bush. Oh my Lord. This has been moved. I can tell because it's on an angle. So somebody came in here and stole a bunch of shit. Probably for their homeless shelters. That's what's happening here, people. They're coming in here and they're stealing. Look at this. I wouldn't have left it like that. Hell no. Somebody came in here and stole whatever I had to do whatever so that they could go build their homeless shelter. Yeah, in the green space. Not even 200 feet away from me. Right next to that subsidized housing. Yeah. So anyway, there is wood in here. Not much. But there's something. Oh, see? Another spider web. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want freaking spiders. And these ones get big. They're like the size of a thumbnail. And they're yellow with little, you know, black parts all over them. I don't, you know, they're more scared of you than you are of them. But still, oh God, it's all over my hand. Anyway, so this would have to have a little swinging door on it with hinges and sit flush, right, where you can, you know, lock it up or something, especially depending on what you put in there. But basically nothing too fancy, just whatever. Like the boys could put maybe something in here that they want, but this is what I'm thinking to do today. Well, this guy's doing what he's doing because then if I clean up in here and get this ready, he can start working on this first, and then I have a spot to put some of these things that don't have to be inside the house, that could be outside, or whatever, as long as the raccoons don't get in it and ruin it, because it's mostly the raccoons, right? Or yeah, you can get a rat coming in too, and then they get trapped, and if they get trapped, then they, you know, cause the damage, and then they die. And then I've got shelving over there, so he can look at this, right, use as he needs. If I have to buy, I'll buy. You can see the morning glory coming in again, all over, whatever. All right, so I'll clean that so he can start working on that ASAP, as well as factor in the greenhouse first, and then we'll work on the Mr. Lace's cat house for the boys to have their little club. And right now it's just two of them, basically, right, in terms of Tayden and Andre, because Andre's not too happy with Jude at 13 years old, smoking cigarettes, smoking pot, vaping, drinking, and on his third girlfriend. So he's trying to avoid hanging out with him. But if Tayden shows up and the work is already done, I can see Jude showing up. Tayden will come out and help once, you know, we get it going and getting in that zone. He will come and help Andre do whatever. Jude might, it's hard to say, but again, I told Andre, it's not your place to try and rescue your friend, and you know, you don't want to get caught. Teach yourself young, right? If somebody wants to make those kind of choices in their life, doesn't mean that you're obligated to entertain them, none of that crap. Okay, so let's see if there's any walnuts on this tree. Of course I can't see it, I can only feel it. I don't think they would have dropped. I really don't. Maybe they dropped already, because I don't feel nothing. I couldn't see them even if I wanted to. Only Andre can tell me if they dropped, because this thing produced walnuts for 2 years in a row, So technically it should be producing walnuts. But because I can't see that well, I wouldn't be able to see them on the ground, even if I wanted to. If I'm down on the hands and knees, cleaning, scraping, pulling, and I feel one, that's different. But to actually see one, no. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Okay, I feel nothing. So we'll get Andre to check and see what's going on. And maybe they dropped already. What is it, September? Yeah, August, September. They could have dropped. Maybe they're all over the ground by now. And the raccoons and the squirrels, the skunks, the possums, those kind of animals, they're eating it. That's how they used to live. Yeah. Morning glory, I'm pretty sure. Some kind of freaking weed in there. Yeah. Yeah, look. Morning glory. That's what I mean. And then, of course, I got to pick through there, put some of that stuff away, which came from all underneath there and inside the little cold room, and whatever. And after this is a little more, or I can put maybe some of that stuff in there. It'd be like a water jug or whatever, because in the summertime, in the spring, and if this yard was nice right now, the boys might want a water jug for something or another. Might need that to run water, so water can go down it. Yeah. I'll let this dude knock this over, because once it spills over, it's going to be rancid, and it's going to take a couple of days to fertilize the ground. And if that wheelbarrow is still good, we need to get it out of the rain. Now, I used to have a push lawnmower. I don't see it. I don't know what happened to it. I don't think it's in there. And if I don't find it, then that means somebody stole it. I'm just saying. So this is where we're going to start. He's going to start with Morning Glory, do a spider check on me for there, and then I'm going to start in there. And if he wants to come back and work, he can start with the greenhouse and the hen house area with this in mind. Because the sooner we can gut it, raccoon, rat proof, the sooner the boys can put the vinyl siding on, paint, hopefully before the weather really changes. Got a little, there's your weather worn wood. Do you see how solid this fucking thing is? I'm sorry, boo-boo thing. Do you see how solid this is? You can hear it. This is what my landlord and the city of Surrey had me throw out and pay for it. And now I have to go buy more. And this is almost an inch. This is a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. This is more than a 1/2 inch. Do you know how expensive that shit is? And because it looked weather worn, it became garbage all of a sudden. No, I don't think so. Morning glory. And then, depending on how long he wants to work for, we'll see where we get with it. And then I'll make an effort to wash that stroller, because that's the better stroller for Amari to be sitting in for now when it comes to this kind of stuff. You don't want to strap him in and make it real. That other little one that I'm going to give to this guy if he wants it, he said he'd take it, right? It's too small for Amari. And I wouldn't bring out, well, he's supposed to be getting a new stroller, so it depends. Depends, I don't know. This one, as long as it's clean, no mildew, it was in the garage. No spiders. It'll be good. So that's what I'm going to do today. Wash a stroller, get into the hen house area, gut the hen house so that guy can raccoon proof it, yada yada yada, and so that I have a little something to put something somewhere, whether it's Andre's basketball, his baseball bats with balls, or whatever, as long as it's dry, and that is dry in there, right? What is this? What do you think that is? That's that blender that I bought off of frickin' Amazon that's useless. It was used, I swear it was used when I bought it, because it didn't even last. Look, I just went through another frickin' spider web right there. It's in my bloody hair. Like, for crying out loud, I probably got a spider on me. And that shit needs to be cleaned up. Maybe somebody will want the cord. If they don't want the cord, here, I'll move it out of the way. If I don't want to pick up the garbage right now, I'll just put it right here. If they don't want the cord, you know, homeless people, right? Or they don't want the machine, then I'll throw it in the garbage. But for now, one man's junk is another man's treasure. For some people. It could be life or death for them when it comes to that copper. Whew. See, just that little bit, my hip is going on me. So I gotta be careful. Some days it's okay. Other days it is not. And right now it is not. I can feel it. So I have to just pace myself. Just chill for a minute. I'll go put this on the computer. I'll charge the camera, and when I outside working, I'll bring the camera back out. Now I got burrs in my pants. Yeah, because of those big ass weeds that produce those little burrs. I can feel that I got burrs all over my pants. Oh man, I hate burrs. They're little ones. You get the big ones, and then you get the real tiny ones. There's two different types of burrs. I got a whole whack of little ones on my pant leg. Mostly on my right. Yeah, all the way up to my knee. And I probably got a spider on me somewhere. In my hair. Oh my god, crawling on me. I'll be in the kitchen and then all of a sudden I'll feel it. Oh, and I go, in the old days I'd catch it and release it and let it set it free. Now I'd be like, oh, what is that? Those spiders, those types of spiders that like to hang between the trees and whatever they do, right? And they catch whatever's flying through the air, you know. I've had them as long as I've had raccoons, ever since I moved in. Every year. So that's nothing new. Look at this. Huh? What do you think? More morning glory. Yeah. So Andre's just gonna double check. They'd be big yellow ones, like the size of my thumb.
So you walked into a cobweb.
Exactly. Can you pull the cobweb off of me? I got them all over me.
You already got it off.
Is this it? What is that? Is that my hair?
That's just hair.
Okay, well just double check, because I ran into a few webs.
No, you want to say you're good?
Nothing underneath here?
No, you're good.
I'm good?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to be sitting there getting all freaked out. What's that?
A tarantula?
No, we don't have to worry about tarantulas. Black widows and brown recluses. Right? Brown recluses like wood, natural woods. So that's where you're going to find them. And black widows, well, they could really be anywhere. And we have both in the province of British Columbia, Canada. So, but they tend to Spiders tend to mind their business. So, as long as you're not going out of their way to threaten them, and then of course we get a lot of those huge, big-ass wolf spiders. Outside, all over, and they come inside in the fall. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to find them in the inside too. Not as many as you do outside though. They prefer outside. But they will come on the inside when the weather gets cold. And then you're sitting there one night looking at your computer, you look down on the ground and you got two wolf spiders. One comes out, another one comes out, and then they have a little standoff. I don't know if it's a male meeting a female or if it's two males fighting over a female or what. I just know that they'll go into a standoff. And then you come and then they scurry away. And then you try and find them and catch them and let them go outside. Yeah. Like free, right? Anyway. Alright, so I gotta, hopefully this guy will show up. Hopefully this guy will show up. I'm motivated for this. Okay, I'm gonna finish this video. It's the next day. So that Gabe dude never came by. Because he was already getting funky even before he started. He was asking money before he even started. He asked for $5, so he, whatever. And I said, I don't have 5, here's a 20. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. And of course he didn't, because he got a more higher paying job for the day. Okay, well, like I said in this video, I've already dealt with lots of people going in and out of this yard over the period of years, doing whatever, and I felt like he was just starting to gaslight me, and it's like, you're either gonna come or you're not, and like blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there at 2. 2 o'clock came yesterday. He wasn't here. I went next door. Like I phoned him. He didn't answer his phone, so that told me right there, like, you know, because you know he didn't like me being curt with him, right? You know, like the weather is changing. It's getting cold. And it's gonna start raining and just whatever. And so anyway, I had some other people come by. And 2 guys. First it was one, then he went back and he got somebody that I know from over there, and he came and he helped a little bit. By the time they were done, it was 3 big bins. One extremely big, full of nothing but weeds. That crap. And there's still more out there. Up by the fence, the broken fence. Up by the back by the broken fence. It's just infested in there. Oh my God, you don't even know. So they're supposed to come back today. Somebody, we'll see. Because, you know, I have other things I need to do. I pointed it out to them, and we'll see what happens. See if somebody comes. And it ended up costing me, well, $20 for a dude that did nothing. So I'm going to ask James to get that $20 back from him. And then I might take that $20 and pay for somebody's member's dues for the foundation. I have somebody in mind. And so $20, and then I gave $30 to Farfu. I have a hard time pronouncing his name. I don't say it with the proper accent, but Farfu, him. And then I gave $10 to Abdul because he was only here for a little bit. And he asked for an extra 10, and I said, okay, you owe me 10. So that's $70. And then Winnie came out and started helping with emptying the bins and stuff. They're like, where do we put all this freaking compost crap? With morning glory roots and all this crap. And I'm like, I don't know, because the green bins are already full, right? So we just dumped them, piled them all up in a big pile up by the front road there. So I guess the next time, you know, just for garbage or recycle, just go to the neighbors' bins and the green bins, the city composting bins. I went, last time I was out there pulling morning glory in the front, I had to go next door and grab their green bin and fill it up. So I mean, 50 bags later, that's you know, we're talking those big composting bags, you know, you need 50 bags. And that's you do that, like, Andre's like, well, I could have done that, I could have, I'm like, Andre, give it 2 more months, give it another month, there'll be more morning glory to pull out there. Like, and it's, you know, it's hard. Like, he doesn't do it all, he only does some of it, right? My stairs are completely rotting out. I had Andre do something, and like, I've been going up and down them. I go slowly. And Andre took something down, or he did something for me. And he came and he said, "Nana, you gotta stop using those stairs. Those stairs are so dangerous." He said, "They're shifting. I don't even want to use them." I'm like, I know, Andre, but, you know, I've got Marcane. I have Marcane telling me I can't have people come in through the garage and come up this way to help me to do anything on the porch because he doesn't want people running through the fucking garage, right? I need to take stuff off the porch down and go put it up in the hen house area after I go through it and see if I can salvage it. But those stairs are so messed up that, you know, it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even think I'm going to put anything up back where I had it before, because those stairs, they need to be replaced. It's probably just as well that that dude didn't come and try and do stair repairs, because I don't think, I think the whole, will they get done? It's interesting how nobody cares about the outside in terms of the porch, the leaking, the destruction of the belongings that are on the porch. They don't care about the rotten stairs. They don't care about that stuff. No, City of Surrey never cared about the stairs. My landlord doesn't care about the stairs and the rotten porch. Social workers didn't care about the stairs and the rotten porch. I guess because they're owned by somewhat wealthy people, and that's okay. But it's not okay to struggle the way I struggle, right? No, whatever. Because I got stuff outside that's gonna get ruined. New stuff. I have to do something with it. I don't know. And I certainly can't leave the food out there for any length of time. I can't leave it for the winter. It's not good. It's not good for food. Beans and rice and those kind of things to freeze, right? And even right now, it's damp out there. Like, the air itself is damp. So, you know, it's, I gotta do something with them, like ASAP. I gotta move those buckets. So, this is stupid. And because I'm not getting in the basement, my son will say, you can't bring it into the basement. And I'm like, what is the point of having a fucking life if you can't live your life in your own damn house that you pay for, right? You know? Like paying out money here, paying out money there, and for what? Rotten fucking stairs that I can't use? A rotten porch that I'm going to be paying people to staple up freaking tarps just to try and hold back the rain? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to. But anyway, Marcane came up to me and was like, oh, it looks good. Oh, how did you get that done? How did that happen? I said, well, I had my friends My friends. That's what I said, my friends. He looked at me. I said, yeah, I had my friends come by and, well, how much did it cost you? You know, he's always riding my ass, right? You know, overseeing me, and I'm like, well, it cost me, well, actually, it only, for those people that I dealt with yesterday, it was only $45. But then I went back and I gave Farfu an extra 10 because he worked longer, right? And we can't factor in what Gabe did because, you know, that was a mini smash and grab. I'm sure he'll give back the $20 to James, but still, because he didn't do anything to earn it. You know, it was just running game. So, I don't know. He went, oh yeah, I'll help that lady, I'll do a good... No, you were going to gaslight me. You were going to try and milk me. You know, you were going to book a day to come by and not show up, and you were going to fucking just play little mind games with me, right? I dealt with people like that in this yard already. You know. First time, bail out, no prob, okay. Second time, you don't show up and you use rain as an example, as an excuse not to come because you don't want to pull morning glory that might be damp because it rained the night before. I mean, come on. And yet, you're the day when you're saying, oh no, you can trust me, I'll work, you know, I said, yeah, but you know, you do realize the weather is changing, right? It's going to start raining maybe a little bit. Oh no, that's okay, I've worked in the rain, I have no problem with rain. So if that's the case, why are you calling me up telling me you don't want to come pull stupid weeds because it rained the night before? Like, shut up. Obviously you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and if you are, you're just running game on me. You know, so, no, so, they're gonna, somebody, I don't know who, we'll see, is supposed to come back today. So hopefully they do. And we'll just see where our energy takes us, because there's a few things that need to be done. But before you do some things, you have to do other things. So, yeah. As I'm scrambling around, worrying about this and wondering where I'm going to put this and wondering where I'm going to put that. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cooking for Amari in his 10-inch skillet, and do a load of laundry, at least one load to start, maybe two. Yeah, and then we'll see what happens in the afternoon, and if these people come by, or even one person comes by, then I'll go outside. Try and go outside. Try and take Amari out there for a little while if I can. Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going up and down these rickety stairs. If I feel like they're getting really, really just unsafe, well, that's when I'll stop. With that window ready to fall out. Yeah. What a great grand life I live. Mm-hmm. $7:30 in the morning. Yeah. $7:30 in the morning. You get it over here. You get it over there. You wait till the big trucks start coming.